If you're over 60 and your legs feel weaker each month, it might not just be aging. It could be what's on your plate. Shocking, right? These 7 fruits, often seen as healthy, may be silently draining your strength. One of them? Probably sitting in your kitchen right now. Welcome to Wise Aging Seniors, your trusted space for real talk on nutrition, mobility, and living stronger, longer. Today, we're uncovering the fruits that may be doing more harm than good, especially when it comes to your leg strength. Because it's not just about walking easier. It's about staying independent, active, and pain-free. Stick around. What you learn today could be the first step to stronger legs and a better life. Let's get started. Leg weakness isn't just a minor inconvenience. It's often the first warning sign of something bigger, something more dangerous. As we age, our legs are the foundation of our independence. They help us move freely, stay active, and live life on our own terms. But when leg strength starts to fade, everything changes. Suddenly, standing up feels harder. Climbing stairs takes more effort. Walking the dog becomes a challenge. And it's not just about fatigue. It's about what leg weakness leads to. Falls, fractures, hospital stays, a loss of confidence, and too often, a loss of independence. Here's the truth many people don't hear. Leg strength is one of the biggest predictors of longevity in older adults. Studies show that seniors with stronger legs tend to live longer, healthier lives because they're less likely to fall and more likely to stay active. But what if the problem isn't just age? What if the very foods you thought were helping are actually holding you back? We've been told for decades that fruit is always healthy. And while many fruits are beneficial, others, especially in certain forms, can silently work against your muscles, joints, and energy levels. Too much sugar, not enough fiber, inflammation triggers. These factors can weaken the very parts of your body you rely on most, starting with your legs. You might think, but it's just a banana, or it's only a glass of juice. But small choices, repeated daily, add up. Over time, they affect how strong you feel, how well you move, and how long you stay active. That's why today's video is so important. We're revealing 7 fruits that may be quietly damaging your leg strength, especially if you're over 60. We'll also show you what to eat instead, so you can keep enjoying fruit without sacrificing your mobility. And we want to hear from you. Have you noticed your legs feeling less steady lately? More soreness or slower movement? Drop a comment below and let us know. You are not alone. So many in our community are facing the same challenge, and sharing your experience could help someone else feel seen. Tap like if you believe nutrition is more powerful than most people realize. And be sure to subscribe for more age-smart advice that keeps you strong, sharp, and thriving. Now, let's dive into the 7 worst fruits that could be draining your leg strength, and the surprising reasons why. Let's start with one of the most surprising culprits: grapes. Yes, grapes. Especially the seedless, conventionally grown kind that many of us pop into our mouths without a second thought. They're sweet, convenient, easy to snack on. But here's the truth no one tells you. Grapes are incredibly high in sugar and very low in fiber, 2 things that can work against your health, especially if you're over 60. When you eat grapes, your blood sugar rises fast. Why? Because there's almost nothing in a grape to slow down how quickly the natural sugars hit your bloodstream. And when blood sugar spikes, what follows? Inflammation. You may not feel it instantly, but it's there. Inflammation quietly travels through your bloodstream, targeting joints, muscles, and even your brain. And over time, it wears down your body's ability to heal, to stay strong, and to maintain energy. For your legs, that means weaker muscle recovery, slower repair after everyday movement, and more soreness that sticks around longer than it should. Many seniors who feel tired after simple walking or climbing stairs never think to blame something as innocent as fruit. But here's the reality. If you're eating a handful of grapes regularly, especially without protein or fiber to balance them, you may be unknowingly accelerating muscle breakdown and contributing to chronic fatigue. And seedless grapes, in particular, are often hybrid varieties bred for sweetness, not nutrition. That extra sweetness means even more sugar per serving, and less of the muscle protective compounds found in traditional seeded varieties. Now, that doesn't mean one grape will destroy your strength, but daily habits make the difference. The more often your body faces sugar surges, the more likely it is to stay in a constant state of low-grade inflammation. And the longer that inflammation lingers, the more your muscles, especially in your legs, begin to suffer. So if you've been experiencing leg fatigue, stiffness, or slower recovery, and grapes are a regular part of your day, this could be the missing link. Have grapes been part of your daily snacks? Did you ever connect them to how your legs feel? Let us know in the comments. Your experience could help others. And remember, this is just the first fruit on the list. The next one might surprise you even more. Let's keep going. Next up, bananas. Yes, we know, bananas are often called the perfect fruit. They're easy to peel, easy to chew, and full of potassium, right? But here's the part many seniors don't hear, especially when it comes to overripe bananas. They might be draining your energy and quietly working against your leg strength. Let's break it down. Yes, bananas contain potassium, which helps with muscle contractions and heart health. But what often gets overlooked is how fast the sugars in bananas, especially overripe ones, hit your bloodstream. The riper the banana, the more its starch turns into simple sugar. That super soft, brown-spotted banana, it's basically nature's candy. One overripe banana can spike your insulin levels, causing your energy to surge and then crash. And for someone over 60 whose metabolism has naturally slowed and whose insulin sensitivity may already be reduced, this can be a big problem. What happens after that spike? Sluggishness, foggy thinking, and yes, poor circulation. The result? You feel it in your legs. Less stamina, slower movement, that heavy, dragging feeling that makes simple activities, like walking to the kitchen or getting out of a chair, feel like a chore. You might tell yourself, it's just part of getting older. But in many cases, it's the result of blood sugar imbalances that could be avoided if you knew where they were coming from. Bananas, while popular, are often eaten alone, without protein, fiber, or healthy fat to slow down sugar absorption. So the sugar hits fast, your insulin rises, and then crashes. That crash is where the fatigue sets in. It's where your legs say, "Not today." What's worse? When this cycle repeats day after day, your body gets used to operating in survival mode. It doesn't get the nutrients it needs to repair muscle tissue or maintain consistent circulation. Two critical pillars for healthy leg function. For seniors especially, this can be the beginning of a frustrating cycle. Weak legs, less movement, more sitting, even weaker muscles, all because of a fruit you thought was helping you. Have you ever eaten a banana and felt more tired afterward? Or noticed swelling in your legs later in the day? Share your story in the comments. It might resonate with someone else going through the same thing. This doesn't mean bananas are bad, but if your legs are constantly tired and you eat them regularly, especially overripe, you may want to pause and ask, is this really giving me the energy I need? Coming up next is a fruit that seems harmless because it's mostly water, but it's one of the sneakiest energy zappers of all. Let's talk about it. Now let's talk about a fruit that feels almost too innocent to question: watermelon. It's cool, refreshing, and often a summer favorite, especially at barbecues and family gatherings. It's hydrating, it's sweet, and it feels light. But that's exactly why it slips under the radar. Watermelon is made up of about 90% water and the rest, mostly sugar, very little fiber, almost no protein, and almost none of the nutrients your muscles, especially your leg muscles, need to stay strong and energized. So what really happens when you eat a few slices? At first, you feel a little pick-me-up. The natural sugars in watermelon are absorbed quickly, sometimes too quickly. That's because, without fiber to slow things down, your blood sugar takes a sudden leap. Your body responds with a rush of insulin, and then, bam, a crash. You feel tired, weak, sluggish. And where does that crash hit hardest? Your legs. The very muscles that carry you through your day, the ones you need to walk, stand, climb stairs, and stay balanced, begin to feel heavy, unsteady, and slow to respond. You might not blame the watermelon. You might think it's the weather, or your age, or just a bad day. But over time, when watermelon is a regular treat, these little sugar spikes can become a big problem. For seniors especially, it's not just about feeling sleepy. It's about how repeated sugar crashes affect circulation, stamina, and recovery. Your legs depend on steady blood flow and consistent energy. Quick rises and falls in blood sugar starve your muscles of both. Even more concerning, many older adults eat watermelon as a meal substitute, especially when they have a low appetite in the heat. But watermelon doesn't deliver the building blocks your muscles need. No fiber, no healthy fats, no protein, just sugar and water, which means your body is being filled but not fueled. This kind of nutrient emptiness can slowly chip away at your strength, especially if you're not balancing it with foods that support muscle recovery and circulation. And because it's so easy to eat, large servings, bite after bite, you could be getting far more sugar than you realize. Have you ever felt wiped out after eating watermelon or other sweet fruits? Ever wondered why your legs feel heavier on those days? Let's talk about it in the comments. Your story matters. The next fruit on our list is one many people drink in the morning, believing it's healthy, but it might be sabotaging your energy before the day even starts. Stay with us. Coming in at number 4, fruit juices. Orange, apple, grape. Even the ones labeled 100% juice might be doing your body more harm than good, especially when it comes to your muscle strength and energy. Now, many of us grew up thinking fruit juice was a healthy choice. A glass of orange juice with breakfast felt like the smart, vitamin-packed way to start the day. But here's what the label doesn't tell you. Even 100% juice is a concentrated dose of sugar, without the fiber nature originally put in the fruit to protect you. Let's take a closer look. An average glass of orange juice contains the sugar of about 4 to 6 oranges. Would you ever sit down and eat 6 oranges in one sitting? Probably not. But with juice, you drink it in seconds, flooding your system with fructose. And here's where the real problem begins. That sugar rush spikes your insulin. And for older adults, especially those with insulin resistance, it's like flipping a switch that shuts down your energy. You might feel wired for a moment, but not long after, fatigue sets in. You crash. And your legs? They often feel the brunt of it. Slower, heavier, and more tired than they should be. You may even notice it when you stand up after sitting, or when you try to walk a familiar path and feel like your feet are dragging. That's not just getting older. That's your muscles telling you they're not getting what they need. And remember, juice doesn't just lack fiber. It's missing protein, healthy fats, and key nutrients that help muscles recover and perform. That means your body's getting sugar, but not the fuel it needs to stay strong. For seniors, This can quietly chip away at mobility and balance. Over time, that adds up to fewer steps per day, more time sitting, and a decline in leg function that feels mysterious when it's actually very preventable. And we haven't even touched on grape juice, which often contains more sugar per serving than soda. Even apple juice, a childhood favorite, is one of the fastest ways to spike blood sugar and trigger insulin overload. So yes, even if the carton says no added sugar, your muscles still pay the price. Especially if juice is part of your daily routine, morning or night. Did you grow up believing juice was healthy? Has it been part of your morning habit for years? Drop a comment below. Your story could help someone rethink theirs. Next, fruit is supposed to be healthy, right? But what if it comes from a can? Let's talk about canned fruits and syrup, one of the sneakiest sources of added sugars and preservatives in many senior diets. Peaches, pears, pineapple, fruit cocktail. They're convenient, soft, easy to chew, and they feel like a simple way to add fruit to your plate, especially if fresh produce is harder to come by. But here's the truth. If it's sitting in syrup, it's not doing your legs or your health any favors. That thick syrup is often packed with high fructose corn syrup or added cane sugar, preservatives, and artificial flavor enhancers. These ingredients aren't just unnecessary, they're inflammatory. And for older adults, inflammation isn't just a buzzword. It's the root of joint pain, muscle soreness, leg cramps, and even nerve sensitivity. Have you ever had a bowl of canned peaches with lunch, and then later felt more achy than usual? That stiffness in your knees, the tingling in your calves or feet. It could be your body reacting to the added sugars and chemical preservatives hiding in that so-called fruit. Unlike fresh fruit, which comes with fiber and water to help slow down sugar absorption, canned fruit and syrup is stripped of its natural balance. You get the sugar hit, but none of the protection. And when that sugar floods your bloodstream, your insulin spikes and inflammation follows. It's like pouring gasoline on a low fire in your joints and muscles, especially in the legs, where circulation and muscle recovery are already more delicate with age. Many seniors keep canned fruit in the pantry for convenience, especially if they live alone or shop less frequently. But when it becomes a regular part of meals, dessert after dinner, a side with lunch, or a light snack before bed, it slowly chips away at your mobility. The preservatives used to extend shelf life can also cause bloating, water retention, and increased stiffness, making your legs feel heavier and harder to move. So while canned fruit might seem like a safer choice than cookies or candy, the syrup it's sitting in tells a different story. Have you checked the label on your canned fruit lately? What's the first ingredient listed? If it's not the fruit itself, it might be time to reconsider. Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear what's in your pantry. Coming in as number 6 fruit is pineapple. It's sweet, tropical, and feels like a healthy indulgence. But is it really helping your legs? For many seniors, pineapple is a go-to fruit, especially in fruit salads, smoothies, or as a fresh snack. It's delicious, but there's something you might not know about this tropical fruit that could be affecting your legs more than you think. Pineapple is incredibly high in sugar, and it's also highly acidic. While it's true that pineapple contains vitamin C and bromelain, an enzyme believed to have anti-inflammatory effects, it also comes with some hidden downsides, especially when you're dealing with joint pain or leg weakness. Let's talk about that acidity for a second. If you have arthritis or chronic joint pain, like many older adults, the acidity in pineapple can trigger inflammation in your knees, ankles, and other joints. That means when you eat too much pineapple, especially if it's a regular part of your diet. The sugar and acidity can intensify joint stiffness, pain, and swelling. For some seniors, this can make the knees feel tighter, the ankles more swollen, and the entire body more sluggish. What happens when you have swollen joints or painful inflammation in your legs? You move less. And when you move less, your muscles weaken. You start to avoid walking, climbing stairs, or standing for too long because it's uncomfortable. Your leg strength declines. And before long, you find yourself becoming more sedentary, which is a dangerous cycle to fall into. The truth is, while pineapple is often seen as a healthy option, if you're struggling with inflammation or muscle weakness, it may be one of the last fruits you want to reach for regularly. It could be triggering more harm than good, especially if you're already dealing with issues like arthritis or joint stiffness. And here's where it gets tricky. Pineapple might not immediately make your legs feel sore or heavy. It's often a delayed effect. You may eat pineapple and feel fine, maybe even a little refreshed. But over time, the acid, sugar, and inflammation combine to slowly wear down your joint health and leg function. Do you feel more achy or stiff in your knees or ankles after eating pineapple? Have you noticed any connection between acidic foods and your joint pain? Share your experiences in the comments. Let's learn from each other's journeys. Pineapple may not be the main villain, but if you're already battling arthritis or leg stiffness, it might be time to cut back. And if you're wondering what fruits might actually be better for your legs, we've got you covered. Let's move on to the final fruit on our list. Finally, let's talk about dried fruits, specifically raisins, dates, and figs. They're tiny, convenient, and seem like a healthy alternative to candy or processed snacks. You might toss them into your oatmeal, snack on them during the day, or add them to trail mix as a better choice. But here's the thing. Dried fruits are sugar bombs in disguise. When you dry a fruit, you remove the water, and what's left? Concentrated sugar. It's like taking a bunch of grapes, drying them down to raisins, and then ending up with a sugar hit that's much stronger than if you had eaten fresh fruit. The problem with dried fruits, especially for seniors, is their huge insulin impact. Just a small handful of raisins or dates can have the same effect on your blood sugar as a whole candy bar. That's a fast rise in blood sugar followed by an insulin spike, and then crash. And for older adults, especially those with insulin resistance, this sudden sugar rush can lead to more than just fatigue. It can trigger bloating, inflammation, and circulation issues. But why is circulation so important for your legs? Good circulation is what delivers oxygen and nutrients to your muscles, especially in the extremities. When your legs aren't getting enough circulation, they can feel heavy, weak, or even tingly. Over time, poor circulation leads to muscle stiffness, cramps, and joint pain. Think about it. After eating dried fruits, do you ever feel bloated or sluggish? That bloating isn't just uncomfortable. It means your body is struggling to manage the concentrated sugars, and your digestive system is taking a hit too. When your gut is inflamed, your legs suffer the consequences. And here's the kicker. Dried fruits are often packaged in small, easy-to-eat servings. You might snack on a handful of raisins without even realizing the sugar load you're taking in. And because they're so small and concentrated, it's easy to eat more than you intended, making the impact even worse. So if your legs are feeling more tired than usual, more achy or stiff, those raisins in your pantry might be contributing more than you think. They can worsen inflammation in your joints and lower your muscle recovery. If you're already dealing with things like varicose veins, restless leg syndrome, or joint stiffness, dried fruits could be silently aggravating the problem. Have you been eating any of these dried fruits without realizing their impact on your legs? Ever noticed bloating or muscle weakness after snacking on raisins or dates? Let us know in the comments. We want to hear your experience. While dried fruits are often marketed as healthy, they can be a hidden source of sugar overload. It's time to rethink how often we reach for them, especially if you want to keep your legs strong and active. Don't worry, this isn't about cutting out all fruit. We're not here to say you should never enjoy a sweet snack or a refreshing fruit salad. It's about making smarter choices that help you maintain your strength, especially in your legs. Because while some fruits can have a negative impact on your joints and circulation, there are others that can actually support your muscle recovery, boost energy, and keep you moving with ease. So, let's talk about some better alternatives for your legs. Fruits that won't spike your blood sugar or worsen inflammation. First up, berries. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries. These little guys are packed with antioxidants, meaning they fight free radicals, protect your cells, and reduce inflammation in your body. Berries are also low in sugar, which means they won't cause the sudden blood sugar spikes that can leave your legs feeling weak or fatigued. Instead, they provide steady, natural energy to your muscles, giving you the stamina you need to stay active. Plus, the fiber in berries supports healthy digestion and steady blood flow to your extremities, exactly what your legs need to stay strong. So next time you're craving a sweet snack, try a handful of fresh berries. They're a delicious and muscle-friendly choice. Next, let's talk about avocados. Did you know that avocados are technically fruits? That's right, and they're one of the best fruits for muscle health. Avocados are loaded with magnesium and potassium, two essential minerals that help regulate muscle function and reduce cramping. For seniors dealing with leg cramps or stiffness, avocados can help keep your muscles relaxed and strong. They also contain healthy fats, which support your joints and protect against inflammation. So don't be afraid to add a little avocado to your salad, spread it on toast, or blend it into a smoothie. It's a creamy, nutrient-packed choice that supports your legs every step of the way. Lastly, let's give a shout out to kiwi. Kiwi might not be the first fruit you think of, but it should be. It's low glycemic, which means it won't spike your blood sugar the way high-sugar fruits can. In fact, kiwi is rich in vitamin C, which is crucial for collagen production, helping to keep your joints, tendons, and ligaments strong and flexible. Collagen is like the glue that holds everything together, and keeping it in good shape is key to healthy, pain-free joints. Plus, kiwi is packed with fiber, which supports digestion and helps with steady energy levels throughout the day. What fruits have you been enjoying lately? Are you ready to make a shift to some of these healthier options for your legs? Drop a comment below and let us know what fruits you're excited to add to your diet. Legs carry you through life. Don't feed them foods that fight against them. Every step you take, every move you make, your legs support you. So, it's time to support them back with every bite you take. The right fruits can fuel your body, give you strength, and help keep your legs strong and active. But the wrong ones can make you feel sluggish, inflamed, and weak. Now that you know which fruits to avoid, you're armed with the knowledge to make better choices. Reclaim your strength, one meal at a time. Which fruit surprised you the most? Was it the sugar-packed raisins? Or the hidden acidity in pineapple? Let us know in the comments. We're curious to hear your thoughts and experiences. You're not alone in this journey, and your story could help others too. Do you already eat some of the fruits on this list? How have they impacted your energy or leg strength? Drop a comment and share your experiences. Together, we can support each other and stay strong. Tap like if you believe food should fuel strength, not steal it. The right nutrition can empower us to live with more energy, fewer aches, and better mobility. If you're ready to embrace a healthier lifestyle with tips made for people our age, subscribe to Wise Aging Seniors. We're here to give you practical advice that fits your life, with real stories and actionable tips. Your legs deserve the best, so feed them foods that support your strength, not ones that hold you back.